And on top of that, there's even more. Because of all those things that I mentioned, none of those things can touch the bizarre saga of Kawhi Leonard and San Antonio. And part of what makes that story so beautifully weird, and as always, weird is awesome, is that neither the Spurs nor Leonard ever say jack. Both sides are mime-like in that regard. So it's nearly impossible to decipher exactly what's going on. It's hard to know what's real and what's not. It's hard to know who's the bad guy here and who's not. I mean, did the Spurs screw this thing up by damaging that relationship with Kawhi over his medical situation? Or are Kawhi and his team shooting dirty pool? It's almost impossible to know. Now, friend of the program, Tom Haberstroh, had ESPN Spurs reporter Michael C. Wright on the back-to-back podcast, and some of the intel that was dropped here is gold. For instance, this one from Wright. Wright says that Kawhi wants to play. We know this. That he wants to play in Los Angeles. We know that. However, while it's Los Angeles, it might not be where you think it is. Quote, the Lakers are not Kawhi's preferred destination anymore. He wants to go to the Clippers because he doesn't want to go and be second fiddle to LeBron. That's what I was told. I was told by somebody that would know. So right now, the Clippers are where he wants to go. But I'm also told, I talked to people within the Spurs organization, and they're like, yeah, he wants to go to the Clippers, but their assets are bleep at this point. End quote. So now dude wants to go to the Clippers, not the Lakers, allegedly. Okay. Hey, let me see if I have this straight. Kawhi doesn't want to play. And follow this for a minute. Kawhi does not want to go to L.A. and be second fiddle to LeBron with the Lakers. Yeah, that's fine. But he's willing to go to a team that is the very definition of second fiddle. The LA Clippers. Well, that makes no sense. Nor does the notion that he'd rather play with Wesley Johnson than LeBron. So this guy wants to go to a team that is the very definition of second fiddle. But oh no, I'm not playing second fiddle to LeBron. I'll just play second fiddle to the entire team. Hey, listen, I understand that Lob City changed a lot of minds for a period of time, but the Clippers are not the Lakers. And if Kawhi is thinking that he'll get the same shine as the face of the Clippers as he would contending for a championship with LeBron, my dude is in for a hell of a awakening. Then again, at this point, Kawhi is a tougher read than LeBron himself. I mean, would you rather be the man and have everybody looking at you at Applebee's, or living large with another celebrity in the house at Morton's? I mean, from a publicity standpoint, from a hype standpoint, the second fiddle on a championship Lakers team is the whole damn orchestra compared to the first fiddle on the Clippers. And it's not like it would even be like that forever. I mean, while it may seem like it, LeBron is going to age out at some point. It may seem like he's not going to, but he will. He's going to age out at some point, and probably sooner than later. And if LeBron is competing for rings with the Lakers, and you're competing for a playoff spot with the Clippers, then yeah, you're in Los Angeles, but technically you're not really in Los Angeles. Kawhi, I'm trying to help you out here. If LeBron is competing for rings in L.A., and you're just trying to make the playoffs in L.A., you're not really in L.A. It's like being in Azusa or West Covina. I mean, yeah, it's easier to say you're in L.A. than to get into the details of the San Gabriel Valley. And you can see the downtown skyline if you drive around a little bit. But no, you're not really in L.A. Not if LeBron is with the Lakers and you have a chance to go there. And as weird as that whole thing is, that's not even close to the strangest thing that Wright had to say on that podcast. He also dropped this gem, quote, there was a point during Kawhi's rehab process in New York that some of the Spurs brass went out to see him in New York. As soon as those guys arrived to the building, Kawhi's people grabbed him and sequestered him to another part of the building. And so the Spurs people couldn't even see him, end quote. I mean, come on. Hold up. What? The Spurs came to check on their franchise player to see how his rehab was going since he decided to do it away from the team. And then when Kawhi's people found out, they tried to hide him somewhere in that building. Hide him from the team that is paying him. They hid their guy. Hid him from what? Hid him from who? What did they think the Spurs were going to do? Kidnap him? I mean, come on. If this is true, if that really is true, that is one of the weirdest, most absurd things I've ever heard in one of the weirdest, most absurd stories I've ever heard. Why the hell would you hide Kawhi somewhere else in the building when the team is just coming to check on him? Exactly what do you have to hide? Were they hiding him from Tony Parker because of all the mean things he said? Were they hiding him from Pop because he said, you'll have to go ask Kawhi's group what's going on? Did they think the Spurs were there for a game of New York City hide and seek? And they were just looking for their spot. Were they going to then double down with a game of Marco Polo? Did they think the Spurs were going to stuff Kawhi in a sack and take him back to San Antonio? I mean, this is not a movie. This is not how that works. Kawhi is listed at 6'7", 230. Unless the Spurs sent Thiago Splitter to act as the muscle and shove him into some white, unmarked van, I think Kawhi probably would have been all right if he met with the folks who were scratching his checks. Look, I'm not going to say that just because the team pays your salary, they're entitled to pry into every single aspect of your life. I'm not saying that at all. But if you've been away from the team and they want to meet with you and check on your physical status, maybe you meet with them instead of looking to post up in the nearest broom closet. Again, exactly what do you have to hide from them? You got to beef for the team that's paying you, then sit down man to man, hash it out. Don't hide from the man. I mean, if true, that is one of the wackest, most terrible looks ever. Hiding from your team. Quick, man, get him out of here. Hey, Kawhi, there's an escape door over there. There's a broom closet, man. Just stay there until they leave. Listen, I want to be clear about this, too. I don't know how much of this is true, but Kawhi and his advisors couldn't look much worse if it is true. And if this isn't going to help, and it's not going to help him get out of San Antonio, if anything, it's going to hurt his trade value because it makes him and the people around him seem like they're a disaster. We're a couple of weeks now from Greg Popovich getting the USA basketball team together for a mini camp in Vegas. Is Kawhi going to be there, or is he going to go Rocket Ishmael and have his people roll him out in a hamper so nobody sees him? I've given this guy the benefit of the doubt. But, and I am hedging, but if these reports are true, it is impossible to do so at this point. If this guy literally was hiding from the team when they came to check on his physical status, I can't give this guy the benefit of the doubt because that is straight whack. Be like Hawk. I'm like, where's Hawk? Hey, Hawk, where are you, man? Hawk's hiding. Hiding from what? Dude, we're talking about an all-NBA player hiding from his team. I mean, there's no way that's true, right? But the guys reporting it are very reputable, so it very well could be true. Dear James, did you really pose the question, who is the bad guy here? Well, why don't we run down a list? Man, here comes San Antonio. A Spurs fan is livid. This guy writes, why don't we run down a list? Dude missed 72 games and made $1 gazillion. Dude could have played, but chose not to. Dude has never spoken. Dude has LeVar Ball-like clowns advising him. Dude was the king of SA with absolutely no bad press. Dude cost the Spurs another championship with a missed free throw. Dude quit on his teammates. Dude quit on his teammates. Dude quit on his teammates. Are you not sure yet, James? It's Stephen S.A.
Kawhi baby Leonard.
Again, I'm not privy to exactly what was said. I'm not privy to what the doctors told him. I'm not privy to any of this. Unlike you, Steve, who apparently plays for the Spurs. Steve, you must know everything. Did he quit on his teammates? Maybe, maybe not. Could he have played? Maybe, maybe not. I'm just saying, the more we hear, because we're hearing nothing from Kawhi, the worse it looks. The worse it looks. And if, in fact, his people hid him from the team when they came to check on him, it's one of the worst looks. Again, I'm going to ask the question, how the hell could this happen to that team and that guy? That guy was beloved. That guy was not only the face of the franchise, but the next Tim Duncan. That guy was NBA MVP material. And now his reputation is shot.